Hi, this is Jana and welcome to my kitchen. Erin's request is she wants homemade buttermilk bread. I am using my bread machine, but you can use it on the counter too. So this bread machine has a loaf pan that just snaps in the bottom. And when you see this, this is like just aging. It's not dirty. This machine is a Hitachi. And it is almost 30 years old, if it isn't 30 years old. And it has been the best machine. I absolutely love it. Does such a great job. I even found one on eBay and bought one for a backup. So this is my old-fashioned. I've made this since Erin was in single digits and she's 38 years old. So anyway, I am going to add buttermilk. And that's really important. That's what makes this so good. It's 1 2/3 cups of buttermilk. I'm going to add that first. That's important to add that to the bottom. There's a little stirrer at the bottom, a little arm that kneads everything. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I have 2 tablespoons of room temperature butter, because we want that to be able to mix in with the liquids really well. And so the next thing we're going to add is 4 cups of bread flour. And so that goes on top of the liquid. And then I have 2 tablespoons of sugar. I have 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I have 1 1/2 teaspoons of bread machine yeast, but it's the same thing as rapid rise yeast. And I put that on the very top. And then I go down here and I hit start. And a second here, I'm going to show you the cycle. So I've got it on bread, and that's where I want it at. And then I can go into here and say how I want my bread color to be on medium. And so that's what it is. And so that's as simple as this is. And then you hit start. And Erin will show you that it starts to knead up in here. That's all I have to do. And it's going to do everything for me. And it will even bake it, cool it, everything. All I have to do is close the top. I do watch it through this phase as it's stirring and pulsing. And it's going to start, it's just kind of starting to mix the butter and everything together. And then it'll start to stir here in just a second. And it'll knead all of the flour and all of those ingredients right in there. And so we'll be back when it starts to knead. Okay, it's starting to do the kneading. You see that? It's going to start just to mix all of that in together, and it's going to keep doing that, and then it'll stop and it'll even let it rise for about an hour, and then you'll notice that the bread starts rising, and then it'll do the second knead where it lowers it back down and kneads it all, and then it rises for the last time until it's way up high into the pan, and then it starts to bake, and it'll be done in 4 hours and 9 minutes. We'll have a fresh loaf of bread. And so we'll stop back in just a second as this is kneaded down. You can start to see the milk coming up the sides. And so I do watch it, and I'll use my spatula sometimes if all of the ingredients don't get quite mixed, but it normally does a really good job. I've never had a problem with it, but sometimes I just need to help it out a little bit with a spatula. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have to do. And you can go to bed and wake up in the morning and have fresh bread. So I highly recommend getting a bread machine. You don't have to get this one. All of them work about the very same. And you can even get them that have sideways loaves instead of upright loaves. But it doesn't matter to me. Bread is bread, right, Erin? What's your favorite memory of buttermilk bread?
It tastes so good, and she used to make loaves that would literally go up against this glass, like kissing the glass, like literally. So we'll see how it does today.
And this is so good with fall, and especially for those people who are working and love homemade bread. And with the price of a loaf of bread, this is so cheap. So, all right, we'll be back. Okay, it is only been, you can look on the time, it's only been 3 minutes since we started. And it's already made into a dough, and it just did a reverse, so it's clicking a little bit because it's reverse kneading it right now, and then it'll stop and it'll knead it the other way, and it'll do that for about 10 minutes. See? And now it's going to go the other way. And so all of them work a little bit different. See? And so that's all, it'll do everything on its own. It's so handy, especially for those of us who love homemade bread, and it's so much less expensive. And this makes a 2-pound loaf of bread. So watch when you order a bread machine that it makes a full-size loaf of bread. We'll be back. And welcome back. And the bread machine just finished in 4 hours and 8 minutes. It is about to be revealed. There, Aaron wanted it to be all the way up to the glass, and it almost made it. And we have a fresh loaf of bread, 2-pound loaf of bread. Look at this. You can adjust lighter or darker for your bread color. And then how I get it out is on the bottom here. And by the way, you can do this before you go to bed. And you can even delay the cycle so you still have warm bread. But sometimes I just wiggle this back and forth. I'm gonna get one more pot holder here. I can use this. I just wiggle this because that moves the paddle underneath. A little held up on the paddle, no big deal. It's gonna come right off. There is our beautiful, perfect 2-pound loaf of buttermilk bread. I mean, it is a big loaf. And so, just to show you why Aaron loves this bread so much. It's perfect.
So good.
It is so good. And what do you need now?
Butter.
And when should you put your butter out?
Right now.
Well,
Well,
no.
after you toast it, maybe a little bit.
Well, what I would say is when you start the bread machine, pull a stick of butter out of,
So be ready and soft, ready to go.
and look at this. It is the softest, most beautiful buttermilk bread. The first slice has the hole in it because that's from the bottom kneading. But other than that, it's a solid loaf of bread all the way through. And so thank you for stopping by Jana's Kitchen.